Hello, welcome. Hi, friends. This is Patty Bennett. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in California in the US. And today we have another one of my live weekly videos. I hope that you will enjoy today. We are going to be making this gorgeous, gorgeous fall card. I am really excited to show this to you. So if you are joining me live on Facebook, today is Friday, October 15th, you'll see a little red live button up there. That means that I'm live. If you don't see that, you are catching me on a replay. Either way, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We are just a moment early for the scheduled 11 a.m. Pacific time weekly live video. So hang out for a second, say hello, give me a comment or a heart, say that you're here, and I would love to say hello. Hi, Roxanne and Denise, Diane, Tracy. Is it Marin? I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. Hi, Tanya. Hey, Tammy. Hi, friend. Thanks for rescuing me this week, Tammy. I got a nail in my tire. They're doing construction in our neighborhood. And Tammy was so sweet. She took me to I call it the tire fixer store, the local mechanic. And I got new tires, all 4 tires. Yeah. And then she took me back to pick up my car. So sweet of her. Hi, Jennifer, Susie. Nell, Gail, welcome everyone. So I think we are just at the top of the hour and we are ready to dive in and make this gorgeous card. I am so glad that you're here. If you're new, be sure to tell me that so that I can give you a special shout out and a welcome. Hi, Sally and Stella and Rita. Welcome. Hi, Karen. This card is kind of a conglomeration of a few different ideas that I saw on Pinterest. And at first, I'll tell you, when I first saw this, I thought that it was watercolored. And then there were several people that had done something similar. So I started reading the descriptions and I found that they were using blending brushes and ink pads. So here's the beautiful combination that I came up with for mine. And it's actually, gosh, it's kind of different, isn't it? Putting that Mary Merlot in here really made these colors just come alive. It's just a different color combo for me. This background piece that we're going to talk about is Mary Merlot, and it's just something really different for me. I just rarely ever grab that color, but I love it. So you'll see this color combination in the information on pattystamps.com tomorrow. So this live is October 15th. If you're catching me live, this card and all the details will be on my blog Saturday, October 16th at pattystamps.com. And that is where I blog every day, every week for you. So hi, Heather, Patricia, Karen, Norma, Faith, Susie, Sharon. So glad that you're here. Oh my goodness. Canada, Germany, Ontario, Michigan. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Oh, yes. Thank you. Who was that? Somebody said, Shan said, glad you're back. Yes, I was gone last week. You're right. My father passed away this spring, and we had a memorial service for him last weekend in Southern California. So about 400 miles south of here. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area in California. So we drove south last weekend and we had a lovely, lovely gathering and celebration of his life. So yes, thank you for mentioning that. Yes, I am back. And by the way, I do already have next week's card project ready already, and I'm so excited. I might have to go live earlier than Friday because I am beyond excited about next week's project. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So anyway, I need to get my brain in like thinking about this project so that I don't get confused. Oh, hi, Patricia in Switzerland. So glad that you're here. Welcome. Hi. Hello, everybody. Oh, Sally says she's in the Bay Area too. That's so awesome, Sally. Hi, Leticia. Welcome. So let me tell you a little more about this project. My base card is so saffron, another color that I rarely use, but I really thought it was perfect for this. The layer that we're putting on top is Mary Merlot, like I mentioned, and I embossed it with the time-worn type, I think is the official name, embossing folder. And it's really just kind of different. It just gives you some really neat texture and background as opposed to just plain cardstock. So those are our background layers. We'll be using those in a little bit, but I want to concentrate on this beautiful colored fall piece that are going to color and layer on. So it is from the Merriest Frames Hybrid Embossing Folder. Set, bundle, I'm not sure what you call it exactly. That's just the name of it. So let me show you this. It is one of my absolute favoritist? Can I say that? One of my most favorite items in this holiday catalog. So here's the embossing folder. Here is the set of dies. And it has lots and lots of pieces. Oh, I was playing with shimmer vellum. Isn't it pretty in shimmer vellum? Oh my goodness. Yes, gorgeous, right? So lots of different pieces. They interact in different ways. There's lots of different things that you can do. What I did was use this piece and this piece today and the embossing folder. I used shimmery white cardstock. Now you don't have to use shimmery white. I just thought, oh, let's pull this out. I haven't used it in a while. I don't know if you can see the actual little shimmers. It kind of looks like if you speckled some Wink of Stella on white cardstock. That's kind of what it looks like. It comes 8.5 by 11, and I've used pieces from it to die cut and emboss today. So let me show you. When you put a piece of the shimmer white cardstock, or any cardstock, into your embossing folder, and I take it back. Hang on, let me show you. I did die cut also. So anyway, I die cut first. So let me show you the, exact steps. So I die cut first with this die. Okay. That's what you're going to get. Then I put it into the embossing folder. Sorry, I made this card a while ago, the beginning of this week. So sorry about that. I just got my steps mixed up. Then you nestle that die cut piece right into the embossing folder. Do you see how it's really easy to see where it fits in there? And then when it comes out of the embossing folder, you get this, so that it's die cut and it has all the embossed details. So let's look at the difference of just die cutting and embossing. Do you see that? It's really, really cool. There are other ways that you can layer and die cut and emboss at the same time. So this piece that I started to pull out, I was going to show you, you can nestle that right into the die and do that at once. That's why it's called hybrid. But there are just all different steps that you can take to accomplish this, and it's fun to play around with it. I think it's really fun. And I am going to show you this piece later, so I'm going to leave it out just so I don't forget. So we are going to be coloring on that piece. Let's see. Oh, good. Linda says hers is set to be delivered today. It is pretty, Cindy. Isn't it gorgeous? Hi, Cheryl. Oh, Noelia, I think that's how you say your name. She says she loves the color of my polish. I don't know it by heart. It's, I do my own nails, and it is, oh gosh, I'll have to go look. I would have to grab it and I can answer you later. But thank you. That's kind of you. All right, so let's color this, and I'm going to try to color it pretty much the same so that you can see how it goes together. But really, any colors that you want to grab, if you missed the beginning, I showed my color combination. Any colors that you want to grab and do this, you can make this any season, any color. This could be spring, this could be fall, Christmas, whatever you would like, right? So, oh, thank you. Who was that? Diana says, love the pumpkin. Yeah, we're going to do that as well. So we are going to do all the things. So I started with Mango Melody. Doesn't really matter, but that's just what I chose to do. And if you've watched my previous videos with the blending brushes, my recommendation is you hold it back here and you swirl to get the ink. The more ink you get on these, the better they perform. And then I like to start off, so off of my piece on a scrap. So I just have our little 8x8 grid paper here that's meant for our Stamparatus, but you can use this for anything. And I'm just lightly swirling. Okay, so that's going to get some mango on here. And, oh, Marie says she's getting the bundle as well. That's awesome. Oh, yes, a spring version would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Yes. Hi, welcome, Christine, first timer. Oh, glad you like the color combo. And then I added some yellow down here. Mango Melody is just my favorite yellow. It is, you know, you can see it's a little bit of an orange. It's an orangey yellow. I love it. I think it's just a gorgeously rich yellow color. So there's our yellow. Then let's add the Merry Merlot. And I do not wash my brushes, by the way, in between. The more color that you can build up on these, really the better and the easier it is to use them. I don't have 50 of these though. I have 25. So I would use similar colors with, like, I would use this in Cherry Cobbler and Merry Merlot. I would use this for probably Bumblebee, Curry, and Mango Melody. So you don't have to have 50. If you want to buy 50, please feel free. Go ahead. But you don't really have to have 50. So like I said, I have 25 of them, and that seems to really suit me just perfectly. And I can see out of the corner of my eye, there's some comments going by. Hi from Southern California, Rhonda. All right. So that's the Merry Merlot. Now let's do some pumpkin pie. And I sort of hit right here just to get, do you see how it turns that the Mango Melody a little bit orange? Kind of liked that. And I'm going to put some of the pumpkin pie down into here, but we're also going to add some Cajun Craze and cinnamon cider down here as well. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Yes, because I've told Tracy before, my nail color, it's by Red Carpet Nail Polish, and it's called Film Debut, I think. You know what? This might be a different one, Tracy. I have about 3 or 4 reds that are similar, And this could possibly be, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It might come to me. But film debut, oh gosh, what is that other one? I'll try to think of it. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is cinnamon cider. Did I say that? I might have said that. Okay, so we're just building up some of these beautiful fall colors. Isn't it pretty? So gorgeous. And then we'll just go into a couple of greens. But yes, it is Red Carpet brand. That is my favorite brand for my polish that I like to do. So this is Garden Green. And we're going to do these kind of holly looking leaves. And it's better to build up color going over a couple of times to build it up than to get like a really dark splotch. So try to watch for that. Try not to just hit it with a really heavy hand. Just try to build up your color. And then we are going to do Pear Pizzazz. And then this piece is going to be almost done. I was going to say done. Not quite, because I added a couple extra steps here. Thank you, Mary. She says she loves the fall colors. Thank you. So now we're putting pear. And if you want to try other colors or you don't care for something in my combination, just play with other colors. You know, this is simply paper, right? It's not a problem to just try other colors and do something different. And, you know, you could do this with watercolor. You could do watercolor paper and try watercoloring this. I was going to until I figured out that what I was seeing other people doing was just this, and it's really so quick and easy, right? Thanks, Robin. She says, gorgeous so far. Thank you. No, it's not. I don't have ready, Tracy. Oh gosh, it's something else. I hope I think of it. If not, I will comment. So that is adding the color, and let me just flip this to a clean piece so that you can really see those colors. And I tried to mimic this so that you could kind of see exactly what I did. Then 2 more steps. So next step, well, let's just use this scratch piece. Wink of Stella. Okay, if you don't have Wink of Stella, you need Wink of Stella. And I don't want to make you dizzy, so I'm going to shake it over here. So I'm shaking it up just to make sure that this glimmery paint is all mixed up. And then can you see how there's some here already in the barrel? But I'm just going to squeeze to get this Wink of Stella. So it's coming down the barrel. It's going onto the point. And I like to squeeze it over on my scrap paper first. And then I'm just going to flick inside the lid. And it's going to add some little glimmery speckles all over, and it makes it so pretty. You can do this to any project and it just steps it up like 5,000 times. Wow. So can you see the extra glimmer that it added? Now remember, we already have that shimmery white paper, so some of that shimmer is from the shimmery white. So that's one step, and if you want to just add a little more, you can dab your Wink of Stella back into that puddle. I'm going to hang on to this because we're going to do it on the pumpkin. So I'm just going to set that aside. Then the last thing that I did was I took coordinating colors of my Stampin' Blends. This one is Dark Daffodil, and I did sort of that same flicking thing. So I'm doing yellow onto the yellow. And then I'm going to do Cajun Craze onto these kind of orangish brown areas. And I will grab dark Old Olive to put on the green. And since we don't have Mary Merlot, I grabbed dark cherry cobbler, and it really worked well. And I'll show you this up close in a minute. I just wanted this to have a lot of texture and interest and color and beauty. What do you think? Do you like it? Hi from Holland. Thanks, Rita. Glad you like it. Give me some hearts if you like this. I would love to know. Hi, Cammie. Yes, it is really easy, actually. This was not difficult, right? Really was not difficult. Oh, I see a heart. Thank you. Yay, I see more hearts. I know the comments are delayed. I just think this is gorgeous. And it's already dry. It's ready to use. I am in love with this. I think this is so pretty. So let's just go ahead and layer the parts. I'm going to scoot my brushes. If you have not used embossed cardstock yet, which I'm sure there are some people who haven't. Oh, thank you. The comments are coming in. Gorgeous, amazing. Oh, thank you. Okay, Leticia, good question. Let's answer that before I go on to this tip. She says, do you prefer to do that flicking like I was doing, like this, with my blends or with, excuse me, I'm going to reach, or with my regular markers? Okay, I don't know if this sounds lazy, but since these are closer at reach, I grab these. I mean, really, these aren't that much further in my stamp room, but the answer is these are closer, and so I grab these. I really don't have a preference. You can use either one. I will tell you, though, that I recently heard a Stampin' Up! Employee say that they kind of don't recommend doing what I just showed you because it will break down the tip. Okay, that said, here's my philosophy. My Stampin' Up! Supplies are here because I'm supposed to be using them. If it uses up the ink or it damages the tip a little bit, so be it. That is my personal feeling. Like, if you're saving your markers for something, for what? What are you saving them for, right? So my philosophy is it's here so I use it, I'm going to use it. And if that's how I want to use it, that's what I'm going to do. But I guess it's important to say that, yes, if you do that flicking thing, it can break down the tip. So just to be aware, okay? I get it. It's something to be aware of. All right. Oh, that's a good point. Heather says the blends, the Stampin' Blends markers, will dry faster than the water-based markers, and so then you won't smear your project. Okay, you know what? I love that. That's going to be my new answer. Thanks, Heather. I love that. Terry, that's a great comment. She says they're only expensive if you don't use them. Oh, okay. Well, I hope that helps. So anyway, my tip, what I was going to say, if you emboss a layer and you want to adhere it to another layer, my recommendation is the liquid glue, because when you apply it to your embossed cardstock, it is going to kind of sink in and spread, and it's going to really give you a good adhesion. Is that the right word? Adherence. They're going to adhere really well. How's that? Let's say it that way. So when I'm smushing it around, that glue is kind of spreading under there and it's filling in, and it's really giving me a good, just a good adhesion. I mean, I think that's the right word, right? If I were to use either my Seal or my Seal Plus, it will hold it. But if I just do like my usual 4 sides, it doesn't kind of smush around and really hold well. Oh, Betty, it is the time worn. I'm sorry if you missed that in the beginning. It's the time worn type. And it just gives you really kind of a fun, really interesting look, right? It's just a little bit of type. It's a little bit of like, I don't know, as if it were maybe crumpled or ripped. It's a really interesting folder. I like it a lot. So yeah, that's my tip on adhering with multi-purpose glue, liquid glue, when you are doing something with your embossing folders. So then to add this layer, oh, before we add it, I noticed that there's some little pieces that didn't come out, and I wanted to just take just a minute with my pokey tool and check and get all those little extras out. Just double checking here. They come out easily. It's just that they were kind of stuck in there. Okay, I think I got them all. Alrighty. So then we can do the liquid glue on the back of here to add this layer. And I'm going to pop up. Oh, this is getting empty. I need to grab a new one. And then we're going to pop up this layer. I don't want to do too many layers popped up because all of a sudden this card might have to be sent as a package, and it might be like $4.50 just to mail the card. So I don't want to get too many popped up layers. Let's see, does that look straight? I've noticed that it's kind of an optical illusion with this irregular. I hope that's straight. We're going to go with that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Just press that in there and let that glue just go all over. And let me show you my little trick for the rest of this. Pokey tool just went AWOL, so we'll just get this one back. Let's see. Oh yes, Jennifer, I wish we had blends in all the colors. I totally do. I am going to just pick off the little protector pieces off of some of these mini dimensionals, and I am going to sneak these. So then I'm going to pick it up with my pokey tool, and I'm going to sneak them underneath. So it's going to help raise up, but at the same time adhere all these little extra pieces that are all around. I did this, if you saw the beautiful fall wreath card on my blog, was that yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I did that with the wreath. So I used a dimensional under the tip of each of the pieces that were in my wreath, and it's really a neat look because your center is glued down, but all these little pieces out here have some lift. And do you see already how you can see the shadow under those? And I just love how this looks. Sneak one over here. Yeah, you mean the mini dimensionals, Leticia? Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Let's get one under the holly. Probably one more right there. But I like to take that. There's an ant. You are gone, dude. I don't know why you're here. I like to take that release paper off first and then pick it up and sneak it under. So I hope you like that tip. Thanks, Allison. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. So glad that you all like it. Okay, so now we've got that ready. And then remember, I set this aside and I was going to show you that I also used, this die comes in this set, and I used it to die cut a center for my greeting. So don't you love, look at that, how you can see that rainbow of color around it, and then all of a sudden all of those colors just popped? Isn't that cool? Love that. So we're going to stamp on that. And I did want to show you one tip. So when I had my piece of shimmer white cardstock. And again, this doesn't have to be shimmer. This could be just white, but I just chose to use this. And you want to die cut a rectangle or a square, a rectangle or a square. If you just put it on straight like this and you send it through your die cutting machine, you'll notice that it goes like clunk, 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 clunk when it does cuts. So if you do an angle, see how I've done every one of these at an angle? It'll come in at the corner and it'll just glide gently and it'll die cut really gently. So that's why I kept this piece to show you that tip. All right, let me put this back on my magnet sheet because I don't want it to get lost. And we are going to stamp the greeting. Then I'm going to show you how I did the pumpkin and we'll finish off the card. So I actually did this one in Cajun Craze, but I'm going to do today's with Mary Merlot. I'm going to see what that looks like. And this greeting is from Pretty Pumpkins. Here is what the set looks like. I think this is one of my all-time favorite greetings. I love the scripty font, and I just love So Thankful for You. Isn't it beautiful? And we're also going to do the pumpkin and this vine piece. So that's where I got those. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. And I always like to test on my scrap paper just to make sure, do I have enough ink? This pad actually could use re-inking, so I'm just going to try to get a little extra ink on here and then go ahead and stamp. And you can see I'm stamping it up at the top because I want to have room for that pumpkin. I like that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Clean that off. And then we're going to stamp this pumpkin and the vine. So I have just an extra piece of the shimmery white. We're still going to work on that just so that it's all shimmery white. Just let me check whether any... Oh, thanks, Lucy. I'm glad that you liked that tip. So let me show you what I did to make this pumpkin. It's a little bit different of a technique. You might have seen it. I don't know. Move. The first thing I did was I inked the whole pumpkin in Mango Melody. And then we're done. Well, we are going to use it in a minute. But then I took pumpkin pie and my brush, my blending brush. I saturated ink onto there and then rubbed some pumpkin pie ink. And I'm going to try to do a little bit more ink than my first sample. I want this one a little brighter, and I'm going to see how that works. Ooh, I'm hungry. My tummy just growled. And then I'm going to do Cajun Craze. And put that over here kind of on the other side. A little more. We'll see how this looks. If it doesn't look right, I can redo it. But I'm adding a little more color, a little more saturation than that one. I'm going to huff on this. Add a little more moisture just because, you know, I'm talking and it's taking a little extra minute. And we're just going to let all that ink just soak into that paper. Oh yeah, that's pretty. That's got a little more saturation. And then I took those same colors with the same brushes. And remember, starting off over here and then added the same color right on top. So that's the Mango Melody. And then I will do pumpkin pie. Now, just remember though, that now it's on the opposite side. When I had the stamp upside down, pumpkin pie was on the right, but now that we've stamped it, it's on the left. And then our last one will be, was this? Yeah, Cajun Craze. So that is how I did the pumpkin. And I really like that kind of mix of colors. And then let's just do the vine in this, basically the same way. I stamped it in garden green. I'll tell you a little secret. After I started to color it, I realized this is actually a flower. But it was kind of too late because I used my Pear Pizzazz and I added green to it. And right as I was going on top of that flower, I realized that it was a flower. And I went, uh-oh. So if you'll notice on here, I tucked it underneath the pumpkin. Oh, well. And then we're going to use the garden green and just get kind of a two-tone green happening. And then I'm going to die cut these. So let me know what you think so far. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment, because I need to die cut these. Oh, I was supposed to stamp it on there. Okay, well, we didn't, right? Oh, I'm going to put this here. Don't let me forget, we're still going to Wink of Stella these. And this is the detailed pumpkin dies. It's part of the bundle with the pretty pumpkin set. So I'm going to die cut them. And I like to use a little post-it flag or a post-it note just to hold my die on there, because as I take this over to the die cutting machine, this could move and I want to make sure that they stay. And thanks to Tracy, I have to say that every time, she had extra post-it flags that she shared. So sweet of her. So let me die cut. Now we have our pumpkin and our little vines. And I want to, I've learned, by the way, go ahead and put these away. Don't just set them somewhere, because I have lost more than a couple of dies by just setting them down and thinking, oh, that's okay, I'll get it in a minute. Well, yeah, you probably all have experienced what can happen with that. It can be really devastating when you just lose one or two pieces of a set. It's like, right? It's just so frustrating when that happens. So same that we did on this piece. I am flicking extra color, just giving a little more saturation, extra speckles, extra interest. Hold these up and show you. So they just have some sparkle and some color, some interest, some texture. Aren't they pretty? And then we can just finish this off and then we're done. So I love, if you know me, you know, I love foam adhesive sheets. They come in a pack like this, 6 sheets of this size. And I just have an old pair of scissors and I like to cut. So I'm just sort of looking down here and measuring. Well, I'm eyeballing, I'm not measuring. And I love to use these rather than using several dimensionals because it gives you just a really nice, solid, lifted up die cut piece, but it also means that like the center is not going to sag, and I like that. See, I love, that's just like totally solid, right? I love that. And then with my pumpkin down here, I am going to put, I have just off camera here, I just have a whole bunch of like little scrap pieces that I keep. See all these? So I'm going to put a strip over here and a strip over here so that it lifts it up to the same level. So don't throw away your little scraps. Actually, I could put it right there if, no, I think I better put it on here because I don't want it to stick out. I'll put a little bit, just trying to see if I have one that's like exactly, as my dad would have used to say. He liked to make up funny words. Okay, so we'll just put a couple pieces down there and put this over here. And then we're going to sneak this in. So what I'm going to do is put just a little bit of adhesive back here and sneak that in. Remember, we're hiding that it was supposed to be a flower. Well, it is a flower, but we made it a leaf. And then I'm going to lift that piece up with a dimensional, just like you saw me do before, just so that it has a little extra lift under here. And there we have it. Oh, forgot my linen thread. I wanted to show you a tip on that, so don't go yet. So, what do you think? I think they're pretty, pretty, pretty. So let me show you my little tip on the linen thread. I wanted a double piece for my bow, but I also wanted it not to be just plain. So I took Mary Merlot and my brush, and I just like pulled it through there. And I didn't want it like super dark solid. I didn't want it to look like an absolute red piece. I wanted just a hint of color. And so that just gave it just enough. Can you see how it's just like a little bit of color? And then I'm going to tie it in a bow. And I kept making it smaller and smaller and smaller because I didn't want it to take over. Cinch it up. And cut that off. I always say it's like giving it a haircut. And then I grabbed glue dots. Stuck it onto a glue dot really well. Use my pokey tool to pick it up. And I'm just going to put it right. Oh, it's still kind of big. Well, I guess it is what it is. It's okay. I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a haircut though. Yep, I like it. I like it. I was thinking, you know, does it need bling? Do we need to add bling? I was wondering, but I think the speckles from the Wink of Stella that we did and the shimmer paper, I think it's okay. I don't know. What do you think? Oh, Heather, I think the pumpkin flowers are like I would do probably a mix of pumpkin pie and mango melody. They're closer, I think, to mango melody. Maybe a little hint, maybe pale papaya, actually. Pale papaya might have been kind of the perfect color. So, yeah, I think it's okay without bling. What do you think? Sorry, I'm just reading comments. Yes, Tracy, I have a magnetic tray for my dies as well. Yeah, I could have put that over here. Let's see. Oh, Alicia, I'm not using that electric one. I used my regular Stampin' Up one. Let's see, just checking for other. Oh, Sylvia says the flowers are yellow. Yeah, Sylvia, do you think that the pale papaya, though, would have been maybe a good choice for that flower if we did color it? Oh, glad you like the tips, Sharon. Thank you. Okay, no bling. Holiday rhinestones. Beautiful as is. Love gems. Bling is an option. Doesn't need bling. Rhinestones wouldn't hurt. I love all of your comments. Let's see. I've just got all of my gems over here. Trying not to put my arm completely. Oh, I'm wondering about champagne rhinestones. No, you know what? I don't think it needs bling. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Kathleen says I like bling, but it doesn't need it. I think you're right. I think, sometimes you can just, well, I don't know. My dad used to say less is more. He would have probably already looked at this card and went, whoa, okay then. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate you joining me. As I said, at pattystamps.com, which is my blog, this card, all the details, all the shopping links so that you can purchase your Stampin' Up! Supplies, everything will be there tomorrow, Saturday, October 16th. The replay will also be available there as well as on my YouTube channel. And I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a couple of tips. Hope you liked the color combo, the ideas. I really enjoyed making this card. I just really love this. I hope you enjoyed it too. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask now. If not, I will let you go. But I just love spending some time with you. I appreciate that you join me on Fridays. And like I said, I already have next Friday's card already ready, but I might have to do it before Friday because it's so amazing. I can't wait to share it. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. You're welcome, Janet. She says, thanks for all the tips. Oh, Chris said the same thing. You're welcome. And Susan, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad. Thanks, Tracy. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions, so I will let you go, and I hope that you'll visit me at pattystamps.com and watch tomorrow for the replay as well as all the details and the supplies for this card. Yes, Melissa, see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.